The same woman can walk into the same place on 2 different days and be treated like 2 completely different people. Same face, same voice, same personality. But one day, she wears heels, and suddenly, the room reacts. People notice her longer. Conversations slow down. Energy shifts. And without asking, without hinting, without trying, someone offers to buy her a meal. This isn't magic. It's not luck. And it's not manipulation. It's something much deeper. Heels speak a language people understand instantly, even if they can't explain it. When a woman wears heels, she doesn't just change how she looks, she changes how she is read. Heels act like punctuation. They turn a presence into a statement. Not loud, not desperate, just intentional. And intention is rare. Most people move through life looking unfinished, rushed, unconsidered, invisible. Heels interrupt that invisibility. They suggest that the woman wearing them paused, chose, and committed. And commitment signals value. People protect what they believe has value. That's where the generosity begins. A man doesn't suddenly think, I must buy her food. What happens is subtler than that. He feels drawn into her moment. Buying a meal becomes a way to participate in something that feels elevated, refined, worth engaging with. It stops being about money and starts being about meaning. And here's the truth many people don't like to admit. Men are deeply influenced by visual cues tied to status and elegance. Not because they are shallow, but because humans are symbolic thinkers. We respond to signs. Heels are a sign. They signal effort, taste, confidence, control. Those qualities trigger respect before desire even enters the picture. This is why heels don't only work in romantic situations. A woman in heels often receives better service, quicker attention, and more polite treatment, even from people who aren't attracted to her. Because elegance raises expectations, people behave better around it. Now let's talk about power, real power. Not dominance, not intimidation. Power that doesn't need to announce itself. Heels create quiet authority. They don't ask for permission. They don't demand approval. They simply exist, and people adjust. A woman in heels doesn't need to explain herself to be taken seriously. She doesn't need to justify her presence. She looks like she belongs wherever she is. And belonging is powerful. When someone looks like they belong, others want to align with them. That alignment often shows up as generosity. Offering a meal becomes a socially acceptable way to say, I respect you.
Welcome
I
to
see
Christy
you.
Tips.
I
Have you
want
ever
to be
slipped
part
on a
of
pair
this
of stilettos
interaction.
and thought,
And
how on earth
importantly,
do people
it
walk
feels
in these
good.
things so
A man
effortlessly?
buying a
Don't
meal
worry,
for a woman
you're not
in
alone.
heels often
Today,
feels
I'm
proud,
sharing the real
not
secrets
used.
to walking
He doesn't
elegantly
feel
in
like he's being
stilettos.
drained.
And trust me,
he feels
once
like
you
he's
learn
contributing.
these, you'll strut
and
like you were born to
contribution
wear
builds
them.
ego.
Let's start with
Men
the basics.
are wired to
Your
enjoy
shoes.
moments
Be
where they
honest.
can
How
provide
many of us
without
have bought
feeling
heels
forced.
just because they
Heels
look
remove the
gorgeous,
pressure.
even though they were pure
frame
torture to
generosity
wear?
as natural
I've been
instead
there.
of
The
transactional.
secret.
No
Pick stilettos
awkward
that fit
negotiation.
like a glove, with
No
just enough
expectations
cushion or
spelled
maybe
out.
a little platform
Just
for
an
support.
organic
Comfort
exchange.
isn't boring.
Now
It's
let's
the
address the
foundation of
criticism.
elegance.
Some
Now
people
here's a
say
fun one.
she's just
Posture.
doing it for
Ask
attention.
yourself,
But
do you
attention
stand
and
tall when
presence
you're in
are
heels,
not the same
or do you
thing.
hunch without even
Attention
realizing
is
it?
noisy.
Shoulders back,
Presence
core
is
tight,
controlled.
chin up.
Anyone
Imagine
can
a
chase
string pulling
attention.
you taller.
Very
The
few
moment
can
you do
command
this,
presence.
your walk goes from
Heels
shaky
don't
to
chase.
show-stopping.
They hold
Okay,
space.
let's talk
and
about the
holding
actual
space
walk.
makes people
Have
step
you ever
forward
seen someone clomp
voluntarily.
around in heels
That's why
like
a
they're
woman
wearing
in
bricks?
heels can be
Don't do
quiet
that.
and
The
still
trick is heel
influence a
first,
room.
then toe,
She doesn't need to
smooth and
flirt
controlled.
harder.
And
She
here's a
doesn't
question.
need to
Do you
perform.
walk in a straight
Her
line
presence
or all over
already
the
did the
place?
work.
Try the
And this is where
invisible
many
runway
misunderstand
trick.
the
Pretend
power
there's
of
a line
heels.
you're gliding
Heels
across.
don't create
Instant
value.
elegance.
They reveal
Next
it.
tip.
They
Smaller
act like a
steps.
frame around
Seriously.
a painting.
Why
the frame
rush?
doesn't make the art
Stilettos
beautiful.
are about grace,
It tells you
not
how
speed.
seriously to
Shorter
take it.
steps,
When a
slower
woman
pace,
values
and
herself,
yes,
heels
let those
amplify
hips sway
that
naturally.
message. When she doesn't,
a little
heels
sway
feel
make you
empty.
feel
That's
instantly
why
more
not
confident?
every woman
Here's
in
a
heels
personal
gets
hack
the
I
same
love.
reaction.
Practice everywhere.
The shoes
Ever
are
tried
not the
walking in
source.
stilettos
They
on
are the
carpet versus
signal.
tile?
And
It
people
feels
respond
totally
to the
different,
signal
right?
instinctively.
I practice at home.
This also
Kitchen tiles,
explains why
bedroom
men
rug,
remember
even the
women in
backyard
heels
grass,
more
because
clearly.
the real world
The
isn't one
interaction
perfect
feels
runway.
intentional.
And oh,
the moment
stairs.
feels marked.
Who else gets
Buying
nervous
a
on
meal
stairs in
becomes
heels?
part of a memory
Here's what
rather
works.
than a favor.
Going up, use the whole foot. Going down, lead with your toes
It's no
and take
longer
your time.
I paid for
Honestly,
food.
I kind
it
of love
becomes
stairs
I was
now.
there.
They make
I
me
did
feel
that.
like I'm
I
walking
mattered
in
in
slow
that
motion
moment.
for dramatic
Humans
effect.
crave moments
and finally,
that feel
the biggest
meaningful.
secret,
Heels help
confidence.
create those
Be
moments.
honest with me.
That's
when you
why
put
the
on
comment
heels,
you saw
do you feel
resonates
powerful
so
or
strongly.
awkward? Here's
Heels
the truth.
bring elegance
Even if
and
you
power
wobble a
to
little,
female
if
figures.
you own your moment,
How can a
people
man
only
not
see
buy a
confidence
female
and
a meal
elegance.
when she is
So,
in heels?
next time you slip
It's
on those
not about
stilettos,
obligation.
remember, right
It's about
shoes,
response.
tall posture,
The
small
response
steps,
to elegance
practice
has
everywhere
always
and above
been care.
all, walk
Throughout
like the
history,
world is your
things
runway.
perceived as
Now tell
refined
me in the
art,
comments,
royalty,
what's your
ceremony,
biggest struggle
beauty
with walking
have
in
been
heels?
surrounded by
I'd love
offering.
to hear your stories.
Heels tap into
And
that
don't forget
ancient
to like,
instinct.
subscribe,
They don't
and
beg.
share this with someone
They don't
who needs a little
negotiate.
stiletto
They
confidence
simply
boost.
remind people how to behave. And here's an important clarification. This doesn't mean women owe anything in return. Generosity given freely should remain free. The power of heels is not about exchange, it's about atmosphere. They create a setting where generosity feels appropriate, not demanded. And that distinction matters. Because once generosity feels demanded, it disappears. Heels avoid that trap. They let generosity happen naturally. And that's why men often feel good afterward. No resentment, no regret. Just a moment where everything felt right. So no, a man doesn't buy a woman a meal because she's in heels. He buys it because the heels remind him of elegance, confidence, and value, things people instinctively want to support. Heels don't manipulate behavior. They unlock it. They invite people to step into better versions of themselves. Kinder, more attentive, more generous. And that's real power. Quiet, effortless, unapologetic. If you enjoyed this deeper look into the psychology and power behind high heels, subscribe for more.